July 15th. What a pleasure to meet you. Grab a coffee and let's get smarter together. Time is crucial for what it means to be a human. We have this idea that time flows around us or that we somehow move through it. We plan for the future and remember the past. But time is nowhere to be found in the fundamental laws that make up the universe. So, what's going on? It's what I want to talk about today and during the next days, starting with the concept of conservation of information and the era of time. Our universe started with a Big Bang. From that point on until the end, all the information one can get about location and momentum of the parts at a certain moment suffice to predict the entire future and past of the universe or parts of it. The information contained in every moment of time persists into the past and the future, or to phrase it differently, even differently, the sum of all information contained in the whole of the universe is always the same. What changes is whether and how it is combined. Every moment looks different, but is in the end the same. This is called the conservation of information, and it's what takes the flow out of time. Where does this feeling of movement and a directed movement to boot from the past to the future come from then? Blame it on the discrepancy between what we really are and what we believe us to be. What we are partial energy patterns that, while approaching full storage, contain very, very few of available information. As such, we strive to become part of a larger pattern with more storage capacity. What we believe us to be, and the question here is by nature or by nurture, personally I believe it to be the latter, is an outside observer who believes in omniscience at every moment. But when we happen up in something, like a cold glass of water on a hot day on the table, and the for us observable information can't tell us how that system got into that state. Clues that used to be there, like ice cubes in this glass of water that caused the water to be cool on this hot day at the moment of observation, have disappeared in an irreversible process. The information still exists in the temperature of the water, as in the physical universe all information is conserved, but minuscule patterns that we have no idea, no access to this information. That doesn't work as an explanation for us though, since we perceive us as an omniscient outside observer, as always seeing the whole picture in detail that exists. And so we invent this idea that the present distinguishes itself from the past by containing more information. That's what philosophers and physicists call the era of time. An asymmetry when we think about now versus the past versus the future. The era of time is what makes time move directionally in our understanding, nowhere else, just in our understanding. How does this asymmetry show up in our lives? As an asymmetry of knowledge and an asymmetry of influence. We can predict the future, but we can never be really sure what's actually going to happen. Well, quantum physically, we can be sure that everything that can happen will happen, and that if we are entangled, a part of what had been up to this point a unified us will be along for the ride. But we can't be sure what part of those we like to think of looking back from the future at this event. It seems to be much easier with the past because the us in the present will have records that tell us something definite about our past, what path we have come down, and maybe even what parallel universes have opened. That's what's called the asymmetry of knowledge. That according to our mind the past is settled, but the future is affected by choices, is the asymmetry of influence. Exploration is always the right choice. Explore as a non-us. Think. Make a habit out of thinking. Let's turn thinking into the norm again. From the inside out, not the outside in. Like, comment, share and follow lest you miss a single opportunity to improve yourself and society. Once you do, we'll meet again at the coffee pot.